And hello, folks. I missed you yesterday because of the severe weather, but I'm back and I'm loaded. I got all kind of stuff to talk about. We'll start off with a visual tour. So it turned out to be such a pretty evening there with a mostly clear sky. We lost those low gray winter clouds, gloomy clouds that we saw earlier in the morning hours. So cleared off nicely, but the bad thing about that is it'll allow it to get a little colder tonight. Uh, Under those clear skies. So over to Alexandria, over to Gina. Likewise, we see the same sky in that direction. And again, thanks to Sinlaw Broadcasting for the cam. And over toward Leesville, Country 105.7. Thanks to those folks over in that direction. They keep you covered with the news and weather events over in your area. It's already down to 49 degrees in Leesville, so it was a chilly day all the way around. Dew point 32, so the air's dry. There's some chill power left in the atmosphere for tonight. One more weather system will be coming our way, and that one will have some severe potential. In fact, that is increasing as we go into that situation. And on the backside of these storms, one Saturday and another one next week, we will see winter returning, and we've got that in the 7-day forecast. How cold will it get? Well, I've got an answer or something close. Satellite and radar showing one system past the next one back off to the west. Got its eyes on Sinla, so we turn our forecasting eyes in that direction to see the next weather system coming in toward the west that will bring, again, that threat of severe weather on Saturday. Futurecast back for your commute for Friday morning. Don't expect any issues at that particular time. Once we get into the day Friday, we'll start to see some hit and miss showers developing across the area. No storms Friday, though. There'll be an increase in clouds associated with that as well. And then working into Saturday morning, I think the forecast is pretty much okay Saturday morning. The storms should hold off till later. So if you've got something to do for Saturday that involves getting out or getting out for a very long time, or at least an hour or so, then do it Saturday morning instead of taking your chances and PM hours there on Saturday. Let's go into the Friday rainfall pattern. First of all, got about a 30 to 52% chance of rain. So this is a scattered event for Friday. This doesn't include Saturday's rain. Again, this is Friday only. The timing will be in the PM hours and amounts will be less than half inch for your Friday. And I'll give you another chance to look at this. 40% is the most common number, but it does go as low as 30% over toward Vidalia and Faraday, and as high as 50% across our southern parishes. So expected Friday morning lows, there will be a difference. It'll be colder in areas to the northwest of Sabine, Natchitoches, and Wynn Parish, about 34, 35 in those locations. Got a little area of 36s down here, a little tier there from Leesville through Colfax and Gina. 37 average here in Rapides Parish. Remember, these are averages even for your parish. There is that much variation, several degrees by parish variation with that. And all the way down to Opelousas, where I'll forecast about 40 degrees, but some parts of the parish there, especially east of I-49, could be in the upper 30s there. So the Sinlaw average about 37, cold as 33, 34, and as warm as 41, 40 and 41. Now, let's get into the meat of what's going on with this severe weather and this winter cold that's returning. First of all, we'll start off with the severe weather and kind of work it in with the cold as well. The polar vortex is spinning up here. We got two pieces to it. Here's one right here. You see that counterclockwise rotation. Here's another one off to the southeast. So this is the heart of the cold air, and that spin there creates and moves air in motion. If you're on the west side of that spin, you get the cold air out of the Arctic and through Canada and then into the United States. The other situation with the severe weather and the rain that we're expecting for Saturday is in this trough. You see this dip in the jet stream here across the western portion of the country. This represents an area where the wind is changing, if you will. So I'll go ahead and draw this. We got the wind coming out of the northwest, then it changes to the southwest here, and in between we got what we got called the trough axis. And so again, through the laws of physics, this forces the atmosphere to change, to adjust to the presence of this system. And so that's what we've got going on, and that's why it's going to get active during that time period. Let me fast forward this going into Saturday now, midday. And so here's the trough feature now. It's moved to the east. And you can, again, kind of see There's your trough feature. This is the dynamic forcing agent. The cold air still circulating up to the north right there, waiting to plunge behind this trough as it moves through the area. So with this, all right, let me erase that, and I'll put this in motion again. And you see fast flow out ahead of this. So we've got that fast flow. It's going to be a little divergent up there at times. We've got adequate moisture, got some instability. We've got all the factors that point to severe weather there. So you can see that works through the area and then travels up and gives the folks up east some bad weather. But back behind it, notice how you've got the colder air now coming in around and then down into the United States. So this is the first big front on that will come through in the Saturday night, early Sunday time frame there. I do think in many areas this will bring a light freeze to central Louisiana. And I'll go a little bit further with that. That works through toward the East Coast, but then we see another big trough taking shape right in here. Okay, there we go. There's the wind direction. All right, you can kind of see how that changes. And then here's the polar vortex up to the north in pieces. In fact, let's see. Here's one piece right here. Here's another one, and then there's another one back here. So the polar vortex is kind of shattered. And so on the south and west sides, we've got these two guys spinning. And right there is where it's picking up the colder air out of Canada and will be moving it into the United States and even penetrating down as far south as central Louisiana. And let me do this with a little more colorful map. All right, so you can see the colors here, the warm colors and the cold colors. And notice as I go through this, you'll see the twist up here with the cold air and the polar vortex and its pieces. There's one piece, there's another one, as I was pointing out there. But this is Saturday morning. And so this is the temperature signature of that wind feature that I was showing you there. And this is a deep bubble of cold air in the atmosphere. I'll go through that and you see that that moves through. When it meets the warmth and instability here, it's going to be here Saturday with a pretty good southerly flow, and the moisture, all that's going to create that severe weather threat. And then you can see, again, a couple of bubbles of colder air here in the polar vortex, pieces of that. And then here it goes again. Here comes the next piece of colder air. This one toward the middle of next week. We may even have a stronger front. In fact, I think that right now is looking like a stronger front than the one that we get Saturday night and early Sunday. So I put it all together. First of all, starting with the severe weather risk. This is a level 3 out of 5 here for most of central Louisiana, right there in that bullseye. And this will probably change in the coming days. Storm Prediction Center has been a little bit more aggressive with it lately, and I agree with that. We'll see sometimes there could be a moderate risk or something put out. It wouldn't surprise me to see parts of Cenla, but I think there'd be a better chance of that happening a little bit further east and northeast of maybe somewhere in this area. But we'll be looking for that, see if we go up to a moderate risk there in some portions of the country. All right, here's some details that I can get for you so far here. We're 2 days out away from the event, though. So overall now, the threat has been pushed into I call it the significant level, okay? And the flooding risk is virtually nil. This system is going to be a little bit too energetic and progressive, fast-moving for a lot of rain with that. With that being said, we did have some pretty wet conditions come in Tuesday and Wednesday. Some locations had over 4 inches of rain those 2 days. Wind and tornado potential will be the greatest, and then hail will be a threat, but a little bit bigger threat than the flooding, but not the wind and the tornado threat. A little bit of text information, so what to expect Saturday night. That's kind of brief right now. And probably tomorrow I'll be able to do this again with more details. There's your 3 out of 5 level of threat. The overall risk, what that means, the Storm Prediction Center does extensive research for verification of their outlooks and their forecasts and so forth and so on. And that is equivalent to about a 30% risk of a severe weather event, whether it be wind, hail, or tornado, within 25 miles of a point. So about a 1 in 3 chance of it being within 25 miles of you. All right. The other thing I want to indicate here, and this is one of the things that makes it a little bit more of a significant and concerning potential event, is there looks like there could be some what we call enhanced winds in the 70 plus mile per hour range, and EF2 plus tornadic events there. Those are the ones that create most of the issues there from tornadoes. All right, so that's all I've got right now for that. So monitor your weather sources. There'll be updates. Nick will be giving updates. I'll be giving updates as well. And most of that will happen. I may do an update later tonight on this on Facebook, but Nick will be doing them, and we'll have these in our streams for tomorrow as well. All right, it all boils down to this 7-day forecast. For Friday, there's a 40% average coming in. The chilly start. Not a big warm up in the afternoon, still cool, but look at the big temperature change on Saturday as temperatures ramp up. I'm afraid there's going to be somebody hit 80 degrees with that warmth, and there's going to be humidity and the dynamics and all that kind of stuff coming together. 90% chance of rain and storms, and that severe flag is up for Saturday. Just talked about that a little bit. Then that first big front comes through, and then it chills down for Sunday under a mostly sunny sky. That's going to be a dry front. It'll clean things out. 31 average low for Monday morning. There perhaps could be somebody as cold as 29 that morning. Others will stay a little bit above freezing, and then we'll warm back up into the 50s. We won't have much movement in temperatures there for Tuesday, but we'll start scattered rain in the forecast there. Then that will continue into Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. And this is all happening out of the second front, which will kind of bleed into the area there Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. And will keep us from getting very warm at all, and just keep a chill in the air all day long. But then when we clear out, say Wednesday night and into Thursday morning, we'll plunge into the mid to upper 20s there. So that's a pretty good freeze. That's a moderate freeze. Could be a few places have a hard freeze with that. Others, the moderate freeze, and we only get the 40s for highs. So that's the return of winter, folks. All right. Told you there's a lot going on, a lot to talk about. All right, I'm through. I won't keep you any longer. Nick will be with you in the morning, though, and I'll do this again with, of course, changing for the changes that the weather is going to present for tomorrow evening. Take care and have a fantastic Friday.